turned it off. Listen to what he said. You gotta put this throttle to neutral first off before you can do anything. And it's gotta go back to idle. And then you can actually stop your train. Hello everybody, welcome back to Train Sim World, where we are going to be playing coal loading for the CSX Heavy Haul.
Coal loading is a common occurrence on Sandpatch Grade, so we better take a look at how to do it. To engage the loading process, the train must be moving at a constant rate and not exceeding the speed limit. In order to move the train very slowly, this locomotive is fitted with speed control. This is located on the integrated function display.
Alright folks, so with him explaining that, this is technically one of the easiest missions to do, but also the easiest to screw up when you're filling up sets of coal cars, whether it's 100 or 5 like this one here's got. If we look at our timetable, our job's to go into the integrated function display and set up this stuff properly, and then go to via location for the coal loader and load coal, and eventually stop the train at some point. The problem with coal loading is the fact that it doesn't always trigger properly when you're rolling through the cars, so it becomes very important to listen to the instruction and follow the instruction. They actually turned on the cabin lights for me, so that was actually very nice of them. So I'm just going to hop out of the seat and see what they actually turned on here. So we don't need distributed power for now. We don't need really anything on here. Everything is fine the way it is. All three of these should already be on. They are. And the gauge lights are not, so we're just going to flip the gauge light switch on so we can at least see what we're doing in our gauges right there in front of us. So let's go ahead and hit left key. That will get us here, and it's looking for IFD function 5, or integrated function display. So we're going to go ahead and, it's already clicked there, but it's telling us to have us go to digit 5, which is our speed control. And what it wants us to do is to go to the air brake screen, or not even right. Why are you telling me air brake screen? Never mind. The slow speed control is what it wants us to do. And it wants us to toggle this down to 2 miles per hour. So we're going to do that there. We're going to toggle this down by pressing the IFD 6 digit. And you can see the number changing here from where it was at 5 to 2 miles an hour, and this is what we're looking for. This happens to tell you your rate of speed error, so to speak. It's essentially like a margin of error. Once you can do that, you want to make sure you turn your slow speed on, and then before you do anything else, you want to make sure you exit and save this completely.
We're now ready to move under the coal loader ahead, so get the train moving. As we have set the slow speed control, it does not matter what throttle position is used. The locomotive will only travel at the indicated speed.
So you'll notice they also went to the brake pipe pressure and stuff just to check this. So we have 90 for the brake pipes, which is proper for freight trains. We are in cut-in and we are in lead, just to make sure that's properly set up. So like he said, no matter what we do with the throttle, if we put this reverser to forward like it wanted us to, and we put the power handle not the forward direction but towards me, the power handle is on N1, which is perfectly fine. But you also notice we got to release our brake pressure from the independent brake, so we're just going to turn that completely off. And before we even get going, we're going to set our bell and blow our horn real quick. And we could put this notch anywhere, really. We can go to 2, we can go to 3, we can go to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever it is, and we're never going to go above 2 miles an hour to get this train moving. Now you'll notice that it also says to turn the automatic brake handle to off as well, so make sure you do that to make sure the brake is actually shut off properly. And it's probably wise to let this fill up, but with 5 cars, it's not going to take very long to fill up anyways. And our train should be moving at this point. What's holding our train back? Go back to notch 1, release, bail off. My train is stuck. What the heck? This train should not be stuck. It's on forward. The handle's on 1. There it goes. Okay, what's going on? It's taken that long to move those 5 cars? That's insane, man. That's just insane. Anyway, so we can put this handle, like I said, all the way to 8, and we're never going to go faster than 2 miles an hour. And the best way to see this is to see what actually happens once we go over our coal. So we're going to hop out on the outside of our train, so to speak. And I could do this in one of 2 ways. Just for the heck of it, I am actually going to stand up, walk outside the front door while the train's still moving, and climb down the step, dangerously so. Don't do this if you have warnings on. This will be really dumb and really stupid to do this. You could totally catch this train anytime. What should happen as your train goes on by under that coal loading over there is it will slowly start to fill up the coal with the right amount of coal, and it will target at least 98% in terms of the amount and degree of coal that should be in here. This is the short ladder. I need the tall ladder. Give me the tall ladder. There we go. So we can actually see the top here as it rolled in and as it filled up if we wanted to do that. I don't recommend that because breathing coal is no fun at all. Why does it feel like I am going so slow? Oh my gosh, I'm going to try to run over there and catch it before I can.
When the train is within range, the loader will activate and a notification will appear.
Okay folks, so we are on the outside here, and this coal car should properly trigger once we get past the via location there.
The process of loading the cars is completely automated. As each car passes under the chute, the loader will dispense coal until it is full. This will continue until all the cars are loaded. With the train under semi-automatic control, you can watch the loading process from an external camera.
There it goes. So what we're looking for when we load coal is to have these percentages properly here. So that way, as the coal gets loaded, it actually filled up properly, like what's happening right over there. In fact, we're going to go to camera 8 and kind of catch this on the fly here. So this is going to fill up roughly, oh god, about 97% or so, and that's reasonable enough. But the more coal you start filling up, eventually it's going to be 98, 99%, so it will eventually fill up pretty well. And loading coal is ridiculously easy. This is probably the easiest mission anyone could do, filling up 5 cars like this. And eventually it's going to ask us to park the train, and then the mission will be officially over. But notice the AP points as it collects coal and what it does, and the point that it triggers once it gets there. And it should be triggering roughly around 90% of coal. And it will actually give you a little green light or a little green arrow once it's there. There's past 90, 95, right at 95. Okay, never mind. 95 will give you 41 AP per coal that's loaded in. We got one more car to load up here. And if we're inside the train here, the only other way you could tell is just pop your head out or wait for the little sign that says coal loading in process. But otherwise, you can see what's going on back there to some degree, unless you have a ridiculously long train. So this one's almost done.
To bring the train to a halt, return the throttle handle to idle, and on the integrated function display, press slow speed control off. Now bring the train to a stop.
Alright, so to turn it off, listen to what he said. You gotta put this throttle, the neutral, first off before you can do anything. It's gotta go back to idle. And then you can actually stop your train, and actually we can, as he did say we could turn this thing off, the speed control, which is something we can do, but it's actually asking me to put this independent brake on to about 10% or above 10%, or anywhere above 10%. We're just going to do 20 for the sake of this, and that will be enough to stop the train itself. If we're going to turn off speed control, all we have to do is go here and then go to slow speed again, and then clicks the slow speed off.
You're now trained on loading coal. There are 2 facilities for coal loading on the Sandpatch grade, Rockwood Mine and Shaw Mine.
And I think that's it is. Look at that. Rockwood Mine and Shaw Mine, something we need to remember there. Got a gold medal as usual. It only took me 9 minutes to load a bunch of coal, which isn't all bad. Honestly, this particular mission is super easy. The next one, yeah, we're going to be traveling across America, so to speak. So we'll see you for that one. As usual, like and subscribe and leave me a comment, and we will catch you in the next round. Bye guys. 177. So the new one was 4,475. That one was a double track tunnel, and for a little while all 3 used to run together. We had a essentially one tunnel that was a single track, because that was all they could have put together at the time over 17 years, and then another tunnel that had 2 tracks. So at the time you had 3 tracks up until the original tunnel was abandoned in 1917. And at this point, if you go and visit that tunnel, you're going to find it's collapsed in a variety of areas, it's flooded out in a variety of areas, and it's basically completely unsafe and unusable.